Plastic Model Builders. This is Ari Stone with Plastic Model Builder, and this is the Tamiya F-35A Lightning II in 1/48 scale. Today we are going to be assembling the front fuselage, the wheel well, the cockpit, and as well as the intakes. You see me poking some holes right there with my pin vise. Those are in the instructions which setting to use, or I should say which drill bit right here. We are going to show you all sorts of good stuff. We're going to paint some parts, do some detail work. This is the cockpit right here. We're painting this neutral gray color, I believe. We're going to assemble this as well, put some decals on this. We are going to prime and paint all our white parts that we can, at least for the cockpit and the front wheel well. Put some decals on that as well, do our turbines, and of course, like I said earlier, the intake. So if you watch everything, you will see it all. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, of course, as always, because I love when you subscribe, comment, and like to my channel. We are going to do some model making madness, and we are going to make this Tamiya F-35A Lightning II look pretty. So you've got your little foot pedals right there that we're painting gray. Here are the decals I mentioned, or the decals, depending on where you live. I like decals better, makes more sense. And that's how it would be said anyway, because some people just pronounce things strangely. Anyway, put on your decals right there for the front, and the one on the side there. As I said, you will have some for the wheel wells as well, but you can get to that later. This gets painted here, but you're not really going to see much of that. There are some things in this model that do get painted that you do not see at all, such as one of the turbines. We are going to show you that later on, so if you watch that. This area right here, you won't see the front part of that. That does get a cover on there and some pieces, but around the edge here does get seen. We're painting that a flat black or gloss black, neutral black, one of the blacks. I can't remember which one, but it gets painted black. So you got one of our two control sticks right here. Going to do this one, and of course you got the other one front and back. Make sure you make those look pretty, because it's model making madness. As always, we do our live chat most of the time when we put out a new video every 2 weeks. As well, you know, you got your super chat that you can donate to if you choose. While we do that, I will not complain to taking money. I like money. Everybody likes money and electrolytes. So we've got the inside of this cockpit right here. And you can see just painting various areas of it. Not all locked, some of it will not, but you can see most of that. Got a little detail going on right here that we have with our little yellow color. So we're going to make that look good. We also have right here that you can see everything else going on. All the little detail in this is very good. It's a wonderful kit. There is lots of detail, especially in the bay doors. Some of this stuff right here that you see me painting, this is going to be for the side of the cockpit. Got a little yellow color there. You're not going to see many of this either. So you got our little foot pedals, put those in. Mine fit okay. It looks like they were a little crooked, but you're really not going to notice them. Get your two control sticks, put each one in, one on each side. Make sure they go in the right direction. There's the other one right there. Put that in. Like I said, it's model making madness. Got to make it look pretty. So you got your rear right there. That's going to go in there. And then we can put in the two sides. And then once we put the two sides in, after you put this miscellaneous parts on there, you can put this into the front of the fuselage. Got two halves of that. So you see one of these areas going down right there. Press it in real good. Glue it. And then flip it to the other side. And glue that as well. And you see that right like that. And it looks good. You're not going to see the back side. You will kind of barely be able to see the inside. Assuming you have the pilot in there, it's going to be hard to see. So you see how this fits into the fuselage. It's got those two little pins in the half circles, and it goes right into the circle in the front. That's pretty much it for putting in the front of the cockpit right there into the fuselage. We do have to do a little bit of detailing now, so we will show you that, starting with this stuff right here. You see how that cockpit looks. You got this, it's kind of by where I think one of the weapons goes. Press it in. Make sure it's pressed in good. It's not right there, but I do press it in further, just like that. That's how it's supposed to go. Just like that. You got your rear exhaust right here, the nozzle's not on there yet. That goes on later. This is just part of the kit. And you can see how pronounced all those edges are. They are great. This is a wonderful kit. As I can tell, you're going to do a lot of painting with the ram coatings and all that stuff, or decals, depending on how you do it. So we're doing the wheel wells right now. We're painting on our white with our primer first, of course, and the white goes last. It's do a couple of light coats until the color really starts to come out. We're also going to detail this, so as you watch, you will see us detailing this with the little bottles of paint that we have that takes forever to do, but that's okay. That's all part of modeling and model making madness. So those are the sides of the wheel well. We will put the decals on. I'm going to show you that. These go on the bay doors for the wheel well. Not going to put those on today, but we are getting them painted because we can. So we're going to detail now. Got this green little area here. Part green, I think, is what this color is, or gloss green, something like that. It's a green color. You can see it right there off to the side. But anyway, make sure you get the front and the back, and you got miscellaneous areas that also have to be done. Like I said, this is a lot of model making madness, and we're going to make this look pretty. So finish that up right there. Do some more of the details. You can see what that looks like. Going to get out a black paint and some silver, do some more little detailing. As you can see right here, these little things, buttons, whatever you want to call them. Probably not buttons, but they are there. Got those right there. Here's our decals. Put those on. Put on the one right here. And of course the one right there. You know, check all your sides. Make sure you get them all. You got two decals, one on each side here. And you see that portion at the top, opposite of my hand, it gets cut off because you stick this wheel well in, and then when it's time, you cut it off and then you flip it up, the landing strip. Very interesting way of doing things. Unusual, and it works great. And you see me painting that right there. Now you got a little bit more detail. Just take your time with this stuff. Get the right paint brushes, get your paint good consistency. Just slowly doing the detail. If you want to weather yours, you're more than welcome to. You can see what I'm doing right there, some of the small stuff. Of course, we have these sides and all the other minor details inside. So now we're going to assemble the wheel bay. Take this one piece that goes in there. That's where the part of the wheel well or the wheel strut will attach right there. Put this on first. Got to do this in a certain order. This is one side. Now you got your little pins in there that go into the holes. Put in one side. Then as you're putting in this side, you kind of want to get them in the grooves, but lift up on this at the same time. Used a hobby knife, get it down, push it out of the wall. So get all your glue on there. Make sure it stays good. Get the back side as well. And you now have the rear that you need to put on. So that's what that looks like right there. And of course, the front side. Front side takes a little bit harder work to get in. It's a little tight, but that's okay. You just kind of work it down in there, make sure everything lines up, and when it does line up, press it in, and it kind of just pops into place, just like that, and that's how it's supposed to look. We can now place this into the front of the fuselage of the aircraft, and it will look good when that's like that. I'm going to let that dry first. So time to paint and assemble the intakes. You could prime it if you want, you didn't. By the way, when you do this, you cannot see inside of those intakes for the turbine. It just gets totally hidden. So if you're going to do that turbine, just beware when you paint it, you can't see it at all. So that is just one of the bad things of this. But you see this color coming out there. You got to get each side of this. Right here you got on the front fuselage and the rear parts, you know, you got your top and your bottom is exactly how this stuff goes on. I got my tape there. I did get a little overspray. This does go a gloss white color. You see that turbine piece right there. You've got two pieces to it. The little outlet or the cone, and then that's part. So you just saw me painting where the ladder is going to go later on. You got my tape removed. So here's that turbine. It says to go black. You put the tip on top of it. But you cannot see this at all in the model no matter what you do. It's way back inside of there, and the way these intakes are angled, you just don't see it. So you see how I'm assembling these intakes. They kind of go together very easily, which kind of snaps in place. And then keep watching. I'm going to show you how we attach those to the front fuselage. It's really interesting. It goes together great. The seams kind of this are angled, so you can't really tell what they are. So you got the two halves together of the completed sections. Glue those, and you will put the turbine on the back of this. We're going to show you that. You got this little piece that has to go on it. And once this turbine is in, you cannot see it at all because of the curvature of these air intakes. So you can kind of see the curvature right there, but there's no way to see inside because you're looking basically a cutoff point. So we're taking a white color. This is where the cockpit will sit, the hinge, because it lifts up from the front. Great design by Lockheed Martin, of course. Then we'll do our little miscellaneous details coming up here. We want to make sure we get everything that looks good. We have to paint silver on the top right here and two spots on the bottom where we will have some glass as well, the clear plastic parts. Do some little detail with the ladder bay area right there if you want to do your ladder open. This is the underside. You can see where those weapons will go. That's the weapons bay doors. By the way, if you plan on doing this model with the weapon bay doors open, it comes with weapon bays closed. So you can use the closed portions as a mask in a way. That way you just tack it down with like some PVA glue, something like that. That's how I do mine. That way it saves on masking. That glue dries very nicely. So we're painting this black. You're also going to get a clear piece on top of that. And even right here, that's the underside. You'll get some clear on top of that as well. And right here, these little guys, just be careful with them. Make sure you put the parts in properly. Like I said, it's model making madness. You got to make this stuff look pretty. Hey, remember, I did say it earlier, subscribe, comment, and like to my channel, and watch the live chat when we do that. And of course, you know, give me money. I like money. We got to sand down one of the gates right there on the side. So just make that look good. And you see right here, this is the storage facility. It's not really a facility for the front ladder. And you see how this goes on just like that. Time to put in this. The wheel bay sits down nicely just like that. We are going to get our intakes, snap them into place, and glue them down. You see how they fit? Wonderful design. Goes just like that. Make sure you glue the sides. Make it good. And you see how that colors like that, so you will have to mask that later on. That way you're not having to do double the spray work because you did it once, and then again, those are colors you got to mix according to the instructions, by the way. So that's the underside. That's what that looks like. Now we're going to put on the front portion of this with the intakes, and you see them right there, and you can see why you can't really see into them, because the way you look down, you're almost only going to see halfway through this. And that's how that goes. So you just glue everything down. You know, it's good stuff. Remember, subscribe, comment, and like to my channel, because I love for you to watch, do the live chat, that good stuff, super chat and donate. Thanks for watching, and as always, until next time, see ya.